Hey guys, AwesomeAverageBoy, and I'm back. I know it's been a while. My last review was for Captain America the Winter Soldier, and that was in April. Now it's near the end of July. I know I've been gone. I've been meaning to come back, but it just kept on getting delayed. I'm sorry. My latest review is for the new Planet of the Apes movie, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I'm gonna give you the good, the bad, and the awesome. This movie has incredible special effects that blew me away. These special effects go up there on some of the best I've ever seen put to screen. The apes look incredibly real. It looks like they just got some apes and put them in front of the camera and had some people voice them, but no. These were actors in motion capture. The story of this movie is incredibly investing, and it's actually very emotional, which I didn't expect. At some parts of the movie, I forgot I was in the movie theater. I was so absorbed into this movie, and the emotion really packs a punch onto you. There's some parts that got to me a little. Gary Oldman, what they did with his character, he kind of starts off like a jerk, but he has a really good backstory, and that's the one that almost got to me. And I just felt like this is one of the best stories I found for a sequel, because it's not the exact same as the first one. I really give a thumbs up to the writers of this movie for actually coming up with something that's completely original. Next up is the human characters. While the human characters aren't as interesting as the apes were, the performances were still very entertaining. Gary Oldman who a lot of people thought would be the main human lead into this movie, but he's not. And a lot of thrillers presumed that he was going to be the main villain, which he also isn't. And his backstory kind of reveals that, and he really doesn't know how the apes live. He's not one of them. He hasn't seen it. So people are like, oh, Gary Oldman, he was a great villain. No, he wasn't a villain. Jason Clarke is the main human lead. And I have to say, I thought he did very well as his character. He did feel a little bit cliched at times, but still, he puts a lot of emotion into his character, and it really pays off. While for Carrie Russell, who plays his girlfriend or wife, she just feels like she's there just to be the female on the side with the main guy. And I didn't feel any emotion for her, and I didn't feel any emotion for her son, Cody Smith-McPhee. They still do a good job in the roles. It's just they feel very cliched. Another thing is, this movie puts the apes front and center. The title doesn't fool us. It has apes in the title, the apes are front and center. This movie gives us what we wanted. This movie gives us the apes. And the apes story, I thought, was even better than the human story. You really felt with the apes that you're like watching humans, because these characters feel so real. And that's another thing I have to say about this movie. It's actually very realistic. It's not like this could ever happen, but it puts the situation in a very realistic light. There's a lot, like I said before, of cliched characters. There's the old wise man who looks like Samuel L. Jackson. There's the guy who hates the apes, and like I said, Carrie Russell. And Cody Smith-McPhee, he's just the son saying, oh, I'm an outcast. And while these performances were still decent, they just feel so cliched. Andy Serkis. Give this man an Oscar, even though he's motion capture. Because what he did in this movie as Caesar was create one of the most three-dimensional characters. He's completely original. He packs a ton of emotion. He took my breath away with this performance. He does just one of the best motion capture performances I've seen, and the best performance from Andy Serkis. And this guy's played Gollum in King Kong. This character of Caesar feels very realistic and very human. Toby Kebbell plays Koa, who's the main villain. Toby Kebbell shows his acting chops as a villain, and he does incredible. He doesn't feel like a cliche thrown in there villain. This movie also has a great lead into the third movie. It doesn't end on a cliffhanger. It ends in a good light, but it's still has a perfect lead into a sequel. It doesn't feel like it's all done. Overall, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is my favorite movie of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if on December 31st of this year, it's still my favorite movie. I was blown away by this movie. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. Amazing movie, completely recommend it. Also, a lot of my opinions on movies change, and a lot of movies that I see in theaters or rent, whatever, really don't go up as a review. And if you want to keep getting updated with what movies I'm watching, because I record them all on the website Letterboxd. My profile is AwesomeAverageBoy. I'll have a link to my profile in the description. Thank you for watching. I'm AwesomeAverageBoy. Be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. Goodbye.